Hey everybody, Chris Americos here, and in this video I'm going to show you some market research. Usually when you do market research, you don't write market research when you're posting somewhere or asking people questions. But I decided to do that because the audience that I'm working with needs to know what market research is, and they need to have some vague idea of what that means in order for them to be interested in other things that I have. So this is a signal that I have the right audience. So the people who are responding, I believe that it's already been targeted a little bit, right? So my question here was, if you paid $5,000 for a coaching program, what would it include? And I got a few great responses here. So Peter wrote a refund, and that was a really good one. And so I just clarified with him if he was talking about a refund in terms of having a refund policy, right? Like guaranteeing a refund if someone isn't satisfied or according to some other terms, or if he's just saying that there's no value in things called coaching, right? Maybe he just would never ever pay for coaching no matter what. And I asked him about that, and he wrote back that he just doesn't see any value in coaching. So I asked him what he sees as the difference between teaching and coaching, and he says that teaching is a valuable life skill, and he, in the previous answer, had talked about how coaching is like a toxic environment, and there's people taking advantage of other people, selling overpriced products, things that won't actually help them. So we got a really good picture of the mentality of a person in this position in the market. Now, the next person replied with a list of features. This is awesome, right? Like Hamza replied with a list of features that he would want to see. And he wrote 7 features. And then I wrote back and asked him which were the top 3 of those features. And he told me. And this really helps me shape my offering. It helps me shape my product. It helps me develop what I already have. And it just really helps me work with my audience better, right? Because I can see how valuable some things are. So that's really, really useful feedback. And then the last response that I got was also a list of features, but it was a short list. It was just 2 focused things. And basically, it's more personalization is what they're asking for. And this is a really great piece of feedback because it tells us that this person sees higher value in personalized delivery than in automized delivery, right? So it's about the process more than the result, we could say, and to some degree. That they want the process to be easy because they want to have access to someone who can make it a lot easier for them and faster for them, maybe, right? And that should lead to a result. But the automized delivery way would mean that they have all of the responsibility all the time that they want to go and to learn what they need to learn because they can get it however they need it or whenever they need it, right? So they can refer back to it. So a lot of programs today try to balance that. They try to balance some kind of personalized time aspect with automated delivery of a product. And it's difficult to balance those 2 things when you're developing a product because if you don't exactly know what you're doing, you're not sure of your value, I mean, you don't have a high price that you've set for yourself for at least some product that you sell. If that's not the case, then sometimes it's going to be really hard to move away from personalized delivery. You might get stuck that way and you won't be able to work with enough clients because you're not charging enough money per client to work that way. So, so this is maybe a person who's in a completely different category of their own, right? Because the first person who responded here basically told us that they don't think this thing is valuable. Boom. We know that if we're talking to this type of person, that we should not use the word coaching, right? They're just against that, absolutely, and for some good reasons too. The second person gave us a list of features. It was a big list, and the bigger the list of features that someone tries to list out, they might not actually know what they're talking about because they haven't really gone deep into any of those topics. if they go deep into any major topic of marketing or things like this, then there's probably going to be some special training that they would ask more about, right? So this was really a great response that shows like a different level. Someone who's getting started, someone who already knows some of the first steps to take, some of the first questions to ask. Like, those were good features, and those should definitely be included. And it's not so much different from the last response that we got, but the last response was more about personalization, and it's more about some availability, that the person can get that help when they need it directly from a personalized source, right? So they already have something developed. They already know that there's some kind of function that they just need somebody's help with, and they could really use advice on. So, we can see that this market research has been rather successful in the last 2 hours since I've posted it. We'll see how it goes, and you can always come and check my page and see it in real time. But I hope that this video helps someone understand what market research is, and maybe some appropriate questions that you should be asking your audience when you're doing your market research. All right, so if you like this video, press like, press subscribe, leave a comment down below, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye-bye.